Welcome everyone to another YouTube exclusive workout. Today we are doing a standing leg workout. So I'm gonna begin with just one heavy spring on, and I'm gonna do a quick warm up before I do some of these other exercises. So I'm gonna stand forward with my foot on the floor, and I'm gonna put my back knee on the carriage with my foot against the shoulder rest. And from here, I'm just gonna start by sinking down. So this is really just to help me get warmed up. If you need a longer warm up, you can do that. But since we're only doing a little 10-minute workout here, I'm just gonna do a quick warm up here. This is a really nice way to warm up the hip flexors and to warm up the front leg here. And I'm just doing an inhale down and an exhale up. Now I'm gonna hold this one down, and I'm gonna start in this deep lunge position, and then I'm gonna push back, straightening my front leg, and come forward. And again, press back. So you notice I'm keeping my hips at the same height here. Push back, too much for Bam Bam there. And again, press back, and come forward one more time. Push away, and come forward. Now I'm gonna change to the other side. I always keep the spring on the same side that I'm working on when I'm only working on one side of the reformer. And that really helps the carriage to move smoothly. So again, I'm gonna sink and come back up. Hips are square, chest is lifted, and I'm getting that bend and stretch on the front leg as I'm gonna get a nice hip flexor stretch on the back leg. Now I'm gonna stay down there, and I'm gonna push back and come forward. Back and forward. I'm using this lighter spring because I'm really doing this as a dynamic warm up. 3 more. And forward, exhale back. And 1 more. Press and come forward. Okay, let's stay on this side, and we're gonna do our work here. So what I'm gonna do is add a light spring. So I have a heavy and a light spring on, and you can adjust that accordingly, but I'm gonna bring my front foot back. So it's, when I'm having my back foot against the shoulder rest, I have my hips back a little bit, and my foot is right below that hip. Then I'm gonna lift my knee off, and we're gonna do what's called a butt blaster. So I'm pushing back the carriage, exhaling back, inhaling to come in, keeping the strong core. My hands are just helping me to keep from shooting forward as I put pressure into my foot, pressing that carriage back, exhaling. 5 and 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now I'm gonna come about halfway in here. Make sure that my spine is nice and long, abs are engaged, and I'm gonna do pulses here for 10. That's it. So just halfway back, front leg stays stationary and don't lock that knee out. 5 more, 4, shoulders down, 3, 2, and 1. Press it all the way back and come in. Now let's just jump over to the other side here. Woo! Can you feel that? I can. We're gonna go to the other side. We're gonna, again, step back, not at the front like we were before. So I can shift back here. Don't lock your elbows out. And then press back and come in. Press back. Use that exhale. Inhale, return. Keep this leg as stationary as possible. And press. We got 5 more here. Big range all the way. And press. Good. And let's do 1 more. Come halfway in. And then pulses for 10. Exhale on each one. Don't hold your breath. Shoulders open. 5 more. 4, 3, 2. On the last one, we push it all the way back and return. Okay, from here, we're gonna do some work up on top. So what I'm gonna do is take the foot bar down, and I'm gonna step up on top, and we're gonna go into an abduction, so side of the glute work and side of the thigh. So I wanna step on the platform and then step onto the moving surface. I still have 1 heavy and 1 light, and I'm gonna push out and come back and press and come out. So you notice the first exercise, we were moving in front to back here, right? So in the sagittal plane, it's called. Now we're moving side to side in our coronal or frontal plane. So you want to move in all directions here. It's going to work the muscles all around. That's it. Woo. And come back in. Now let's press halfway out here And from here, we're gonna come down into our squat and then come back up, holding the carriage steady. And squat 2, and up. And 3. Now, as you're doing this, make sure the knees are tracking over the center of the feet. The spine is staying long. Come down. And one more time, stay down here. And now push both legs out and come in. So press from the squat to a side split. Try to keep the hips low. 3, and in, and exhale. 2, and one more time. Push. Halfway in, stand up, and return. So let's step carefully around. If you don't have rails, step onto the floor and then step back up. So you're nice and safe here. Feet about hip distance apart to start, and you just press out and come back in. 2, and draw it in. Press 3. Getting right into the side here. You should feel this. Don't lock your knees. Try to keep your weight centered on your feet and keep the spine long. Now let's go halfway in, and then holding the carriage steady, we're doing our squats here. Down and up. 3, and 2. Now we're gonna hold this one down, and from here, we're pushing out into the split from the squat. Make sure the knees track over the center of the feet consistently. And exhale. 3, and 2, and 1. Rise up and return. Now be careful stepping down here, because we're gonna do a quick spring change. So I'm gonna change this into just my light spring. So be really careful that you're stepping on the solid part here. Feet apart, and now we're gonna be working the inner thighs. So you press out, breathe in, and exhale, draw up from the center and pull the carriage back in. Keep the weight centered between your feet here and pull it back in. And reach out and exhale back in. And again, reach away, lengthen, pulling in. Now the knees should be straight, but you don't want to hyperextend them. You just want to keep them long. And in. 2 more. Away, get the stretch, and then draw in from the center one more time. And pull it back in. Now carefully, guys, remember, don't step onto the moving carriage part. Step down if you don't have rails. If you've got rails, you can work your way around to the other side. And now facing this way, slide away and come back in. Inhale away, exhale back in. And again, inhale away, draw up through the center, and again, lengthen, and pull up. We've got 2 more here. Those inner thighs should be working hard. One more time, reaching out, pull it back in. Woo! Be really careful, step down from there from the solid part. And then let's lift the foot bar back up. And we're gonna come on top and we're gonna do our front split. So I'm gonna go with 1 heavy and 1 light. And I'm gonna come up onto the carriage. Now, my back foot is gonna be against the shoulder rest, and my front foot is gonna be on the foot bar, like so. What I'm gonna do is press out the front leg and come back in. And press away and come in. Now, if you'd like, you can come up to this balanced position. Otherwise, you can still hold on. And in, and 1 more. Press and in. Now, all I'm gonna do is hold on to that carriage. I'm gonna lower my back knee down, adjust my foot against the shoulder rest, and then I'm gonna push with the back leg and then the front leg. So our single thigh stretch, kneeling on the carriage now. Press back and through. Keep the back nice and long. 1 more time. Push and back. Woo, feels good. Now, we're gonna go to the other side, changing my heavy spring over to the back leg side. And I start, my foot on the foot bar, back foot against the shoulder rest, and just wrap those toes. And then I'm gonna push back and come back in, supported with your hands. And then if you feel the balance, you can come up and balance and press, and in, 2, and 1 more time. Perfect timing here. I'm gonna lower the back knee down, And we're gonna stretch back and come in, and let's just finish the stretch, 2. And in, and one more time, a nice exhale as you press back. Just get that length. And come all the way back in. And that does it. If you like this workout, I would love you to hit that like button and also subscribe to us if you're not already subscribed. Thanks for joining me on YouTube. I'll see you again next time. Bye.